We are currently seeing a lot of robot implementation into so many applications. Like we are seeing now robots being used like in logistic services, in cleaning services, in also like serving inside a restaurant or maybe delivering outside of restaurant. Actually, the agriculture is one of the latest sector that are now using robot and also AI technology. So how far the technology has been developed in this field? Hello everyone and welcome today to a new lecture about robot technology. My name is Ayman Omar and I'm a robotic researcher and consultant based in Tokyo, Japan. There have been a huge development in the robot technology during the last few years, and we are seeing now robot has been deployed into so many industries other than outside of the factories. So we're seeing like logistic, medical services, and also the cleaning services, hospitality services. Actually, the agriculture sector is one also of those sectors that also are trying to develop and use robot and AI technology to improve the production and also the service inside that sector. So, according to the latest data from the International Federation of Robotics, actually agriculture is considered to be the least sector or maybe the least application from like a service robot. So during the year 2020, there almost just 7,000 units of robot service robots had been like deployed or installed for agriculture application. But actually, recently we can see that there are a lot of companies, a lot of startups that are developing state-of-the-art like robot technology and AI technology to be used inside like the agriculture sector. So what kind of actually task or maybe application that are being like for robots and AI are being used inside like agriculture sector? One of the famous one is the use of drones for mostly like spray or also like maybe disinfection like inside like for like the field. Sometimes also drones are being used to take up images from top so they can scan and analyze maybe the agricultural field, maybe to see like if there's any kind of improvement or any kind of like production that have to be increased or maybe improve. So actually the use of drone have it's considered to be very effective compared to conventional method had been used before, like using airplanes, considered to be very expensive and maybe not very reliable. So use of drones considered to be very economical and very reliable on such kind of services. Also, so many companies now are trying to develop like those kind of robot applications that are being used maybe to prepare the land, put the seeds, also like maybe check or maybe analyze the soil. Those are many companies now are trying to develop those kind of robot system. So it's considered to be very reliable, especially now with reduced number of labor in the agriculture sector because most people are moving to the cities. So there are some like limitation in the labor in the agriculture sector. The harvesting is considered to be one of the labor intensive kind of task in the agriculture sector. Now many companies now are trying to develop those kind of robot for harvesting system. Actually, they're relying on state-of-the-art like camera system with AI system for analyzing and maybe checking if the food, if maybe the product like is ready maybe to be like harvested or not. Also with the use of like maybe scanner and also laser system, there are a number of robots that are being used to maybe detect the weed and maybe remove the weed from inside the soil. So this considered to be like a very effective system because it's very accurate and also can remove all the kind of like weed from an early stage. So there is a number of companies that are trying to develop this kind of a robot system. Sometimes you can find big robot system, maybe sometimes very small robot system. One of the new techniques are being used in the agriculture sector is actually like farming inside the buildings. So this is said to be very effective because we can now produce food inside the city. So inside the like a building, you can have maybe a farm inside the indoor farm, and everything is actually being controlled using like artificial lights, artificial like temperature, also like control of the wind and also water flow. This considered to be very effective because now you can maybe minimize the time that needed to transport like the food from very far areas to the cities. So if you are producing food inside the cities, that's considered to be very cost effective. And most of the system are relying like on those kind of artificial intelligence and also robotics, maybe to control the growth of the natural plant inside like close building. Some companies also are trying to use like new type of robot system, like for milking, especially like for cattle's milking, because actually this is considered also labor intensive, and with minimum number of labors, we can like effectively milk the cow and have stable milk production by some like especially those companies. So what's the advantages of developing like artificial intelligence and robot system and being used in agriculture sector? Actually, because now we are having a growing number of population and we have very limited resources, and we have to make sure like to produce enough food to feed like all of those increasing number of population. The advantage of using robotics and AI system that we can grow more using less resources like water and soil. So it now becomes very effective, like you can grow more but using less the amount of water and resource and maybe the soil. So we're using like robot system, you can maybe plant and maybe add water just to the root itself, so you don't have to distribute a lot of water and most of them is be wasted. So we need those kind of system for the next decade, because we have a scarcity in resources, and we have to make sure that to ensure the food security and with the minimum resources that we have. Another like important thing that when you are using like this indoor farming, like inside the building, you can like farm inside a city. This one actually will minimize the amount of maybe resources needed for transportation, especially now with the global the global warming. We have to make sure that we have to minimize the amount of greenhouse gas. So when we are actually producing food inside the city, then we are like eliminating the need for long road transportation, which will be very helpful for climate change. I hope like you have benefit from today's talk. Thank you for watching.